So today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. I have this dream and I keep like receiving confirmation to like share it, and so I'm gonna explain the dream like super fast. Well, not super fast, but yeah. So I'm gonna explain the dream, then even drew out a blueprint because I think it's like a message for someone to hear, because the dream just like felt very different and was so vivid. I took a nap yesterday and I had like, it wasn't like a 2-hour nap, and yeah, the dream was just like crazy. I don't know, I have like a lot of dreams, honestly, like over the like, you know, forever. And yeah, so there's like different types of dreams that you can have, but like this one seemed like it was like a message for someone. And I feel like it's like really about like fertility, because some parts of the dream I decoded and I'm just like, okay, yeah. But it all started out, the architecture for this place was very like, I feel like it probably is in the US. I'm not sure if the architecture really matters that much, but it was super detailed. So a lot of my family members were in the dream, and I feel like that was like, my family members being in this dream was kind of like for me to like get like, I don't know, like a symbol of comfort. Yeah. So which is weird because it's like okay, but anyway, so my sister, she was like driving us to this house, and this house, like I don't know, it was like there was like a club on the second level, and then underneath, like this subdivision was very unique. It was like very, like the architecture was like Spanish influenced, so it could be like the southern regions of like the US, could be like Arizona, New Mexico, California. I don't know, I don't really think that it's Mexico or any other like South American or Caribbean place. I feel like it's the US, but could be wrong. And then maybe like this, like some of the things in here are like a bit like dramatic and like I don't know. So there was like this kind of like slide at the bottom. Like this house had like a base, kind of like I'm not sure, like you guys ever seen like homes that have like you would kind of have to like take stairs into like the first level, but like at the bottom is like where like a garage would be, or like some type of car parking situation. That's how like this, like I'm not sure if it was like a go-kart area or like a slide, but it had like fringe, like the, you know, like the plastic fringe that used to be like on the side of like bikes and like different places, like yeah, like at carnivals and stuff like that. So yeah, that was there, and I thought that was interesting. Then you could see the people on like the top of the floor, like they were like clubbing. This club was like very more like a dance club, like EDM, kind of like, I would say like Spanish EDM really. Everybody in the dream was Latino, and well, yeah, except for my family that was there, but like everybody was like Latino, I believe. But there were like the yeah. So anyway, the dream jumps. I like to say like jumps, you know, like when you have a dream and like, you know, you just jump to different places and stuff like that, and you're like focused on different things. That's what I mean. Yeah. So like we're like in the foyer area, like we just walked through the front door. So like we're walking in and saying hello. We say hello in Spanish, so we're like hola. And so there was like different seating, and I actually need to get the, I'm just gonna explain first. So anyway, there was different seatings. There was like the elders on one side, and then the center, everyone around like 30 to 40 years old. Not 30 to 40, I would say 40 and under, because some people, I don't know, I feel like it kind of gets, some people it's hard to tell their age, it really is. So I'd say like everyone like 40 or 50 and under. Most people are around like, I would say like maybe like 30s really and under, that were sitting in the center. Like that was, you know, mostly the younger generation. And then there was like this window on this side, but the center seating was like facing this other set of stairs, and there was this double door that led into the club. So this house was like part house, part club. And then this will make sense once I show the blueprint that I drew of like the visual. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave out like the other like details or whatever, because like I feel like some of the stuff was just like, I don't know, some of the stuff was like my sister asked like one of our uncle's best friends, he was in the dream and he does like DJing and stuff like that, so he like knew, he had connections to the club, like he knows, but like in real life he actually does, like he has DJ'd for both, like, you know, typically like African American and like Spanish events. So yeah, so he has like both like experience in that and in like waking life. But my sister was asking like, oh my gosh, like kind of like if she can get like a job or something at this club, and I was just like, why is she always trying to like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes in like real life I feel like she's like trying to like do everything that makes her seem older. She has like middle child syndrome, and it's just like, okay. So every time we have a gathering, she's always running around the house with a glass of wine, just like it's giving like, you know, little kid trying to cosplay as their parents, and it's like, okay. So while we're sitting on this brown couch and the, let me see, anyway, it was like super soft, kind of like a microfiber cloth. I had to write some parts of this dream down because I kept like, you know when you like overthink everything and, you know, you start to like, dreams, like they say you literally should like write as much of it down as possible, at least like points that can allow you to like cue recall, that will trigger a cued recall of like different events. Yeah, so anyway, the couch was brown that I was sitting on. Color could be significant or not, but there was this there were a bunch of guys on the couch too. So like I was sitting on like the edge because there was this like the house stairs were on my left, and then I was like the first one on the couch, then my sister was the second one, and then there was like these guys with like a little spacing between us because it was kind of, the couch was kind of curved in a way. It was like a weird shaped couch. And yeah, and there was this one guy, like they didn't really say anything to us, and like I wasn't sure like, you know, what they were like thinking or anything. Like I wasn't really like tuning in, because sometimes I can like feel people's like emotions and like yeah, to just like get like a vibe of their energy in certain dreams. But like, I don't know, I guess it wasn't like significant because but this one guy, he was like, he kept like kind of like staring at me like he wanted to say something, but I'm not sure what he wanted to say. But it seemed like it was something that was like, you know, like kind of like deep and like, I don't know, like it was like a kind of like a question or something like that. Like he seemed like he was like a deep person that's kind of like, yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like there's like at least one person in like every friend group that's kind of like that, that's like super like, oh my gosh, like that guy's like deep, or like that girl's deep, like, and more intellectual or spiritually like, you know, tapped into like different things. Like there'll be that person like, no, I'm not gonna do that, like something's wrong with that, like they're that kind of person. And that's what kind of like vibe that he gave me. So yeah, but he just like sat there quietly, and then like there was a window behind them too, like this couch that we were on. So I drew like in the diagram, like you'll see that I drew this window. I believe I used like the color blue or turquoise or something like that. And so this window was kind of solid. It was a glass window, but it was very thick in color. Now I don't know where they do that. I haven't really seen any windows that were colorful in like a long time. Yeah, but this window, I'm gonna try and have like images. Yeah, I hope this is not confusing at all. So the main parts of the dream that were really sticking out were yeah, there was this lady in the dream too. So like when we were like just walking in, the seating in the center was really weird. So I told you guys there was a curved couch, then there was like ottomans in the middle. It was like a bunch of stuff, and then there was like some recliners. So this was a multi-generational household, and the elders were on the other side. I have like the seating labeled as well, and the elders, I don't know, they kind of looked like the elders kind of like reminded me, I don't know, they really didn't like, okay, so like most people, pretty much like everybody that was sitting in the center, they looked Mexican. Everybody, like, you know, spoke Spanish and stuff, because everybody was like Latino. And the elders though, they looked more like they were Romani. I don't know, the elders just had like a different look to them, like phenotypically, and I'm just like, so like, I don't know, maybe whoever's like hearing this, like their family is like multicultural. Yeah, but there was like a lot of people that like lived in this house. Like the seating was like really big. Yeah, but there was this one lady, she was like she was like the oldest person sitting in a section, and she was like she was laying down. I would say she's like early 50s really, and she had like this black gown on. It was a nighttime gown, and it went around like kind of like to like a little over like the, you know, like the typical like gowns that like, you know, like somebody's mom or grandmother would wear or something like that. I would say typically moms, because like, yeah. But anyway, it went like over like half, like a little more than halfway down her like thigh. So her chair, like the spacing was like getting kind of like smaller as you like kind of, because like the chair was reclined. So I actually ended up falling, and I placed my hand on her thigh to catch my balance, and then she never woke up. So I guess like, you know, she's kind of used to like people falling or whatever, losing their balance like that, because she literally just like moved her leg and then like, you know, like forced me to get back up even faster, and I was just like, wait a minute, because they're trying to like catch my balance, because there was literally like barely any room. And like, yeah, and then she was just like, basically, she never opened her eyes or anything or said anything. She just like, you know, was like, okay, hurry up and get up and let him sleep, kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that had any significance. Yeah, I tried to decode that part, but I don't think it's significant really. But you know what is significant? There was a lot of things that were synchronistic about twos. Everything was in twos. This guy, so we were sitting on the couch, so now the dream jumped to like different sections. So I'm sitting on the couch, and I look over to my left up on the stairs. So the house stairs has like this like thin railing, and there's two windows. So there's like one window that's kind of like on the stairs, and then there's another window on like where like the couch that like my family was sitting on, like my mom and grandmother, they were there, and our uncle and like his best friend or whatever. Yeah, so that there was a window like behind that couch that they were like sitting on, and so like those windows were clear, you could see out of those. But the window that was behind the brown couch that I was sitting on, that one was like it was like a solid like blue turquoise color, and it was textured too. There's something about textured glass, because the neighbors next door, you could see their windows and they had textured glass too. But yeah, but anyway, there was this guy that was walking upstairs, another guy was walking behind him, and he pulled out a gun and shot him 2 times in the lower back. And I was just like, no way. So nothing ever hit his spine, which is really weird. Like that's like one thing I was able to feel. I was like, oh my gosh, like did that hit his spine? Can he walk or anything? So it didn't hit his spine. I don't even think it hit like bone or anything important really, but he did like lose his balance, but he never fell down the stairs. And the dream jumped again, and there was another gunman. So the first guy got shot in the back twice. The lower back twice. And like it was basically like the area like where kind of like, you know, like where like the waist is kind of like, yeah, a little above the waist, but like not, yeah, I need to see like an anatomy book because I don't want to say like, oh, like kind of like the kidney area, but I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. But anyway, I'm just gonna say lower back because I'm not sure about that, but he was definitely shot in the lower back for sure, but it didn't feel like it, like, you know, went through anything that was important, like, yeah. And then the second guy, he like was walking up the stairs as well, and he pulled out a gun. So there's two guys, two guns, and somebody was shot twice. Yeah. And then so the second guy shoots up into like there was just like this long catwalk kind of hallway. So like it was like the house, like the couch that I was sitting on, the house stairs, and like everything, this catwalk was like walled off. So the kitchen was kind of like right there. The kitchen was like against the wall, and it was really narrow. I didn't like see any other parts of the house, but there was like a shootout, and somebody actually started shooting back at these two guys, and bullets went through both of the windows. Now the there were two windows on in the neighbor's house too, like on the side. So like the couch where like my mom and grandmother were sitting on, and like nobody on the first level got hurt. Like that's one thing I knew, like nobody was gonna get hurt. But like it was like kind of like, oh my gosh, like why did they shoot that guy? Like what's going on? Like it was definitely like they all knew each other kind of thing. Yeah, so the window, you know, let me just show you guys, like, you know, pretty much, yeah, what do I hope this isn't like super loud or anything, but yeah. So this is like, wait, let me see how I can like, okay, there we go. So basically this is like the map. This is the front door I was talking about. There's a foyer area, a mini hallway, and then this is where like the elders were sitting. They all had like mostly recliners. I'm not sure, like, I didn't really decode everything in the dream because, like, yeah. And then this is where everyone was sitting. So like this is that window I was talking about, and then like the couch kind of like curved. Nothing's like exact like measurements or anything, but yeah. So I was kind of like sitting like about like right here on the curved couch. My sister was sitting like right there. There was like a little bit of space, and then like the guys were like sitting there. But this is the house stairs that I was talking about, the club stairs, and then like the double doors. The stairs were kind of like those, you know, like there's like, you know, a step, you go up a few stairs, like half of the staircase, and then there's like a little landing area, then you go up the other half of the stairs, and then there's another landing area, and then like there is like, you know, a space for like the doors. Like you could put furniture like up here, like outside of the double doors of the club if you wanted to. Like it was really spacious up there. So yeah, but I'm not sure if the architecture was really that significant. I don't know, but yeah. Then this was like the seating where my mom, grandmother, and like, yeah, they were like sitting here. This is like one of the windows, so I made these windows clear because you could see out of them. And this window was like literally like about this color, and it was textured. You couldn't see out of it though. So yeah, But anyway, like the guy that he was like around like up here, pretty much at the top of the staircase, well, close to it really, and he ended up getting shot twice. Then the other guy was like around like right here that shot him, and then there was another guy that came up and he started shooting up the stairs. And then I believe, I'm not sure if like 2 bullet holes went through this window or not. This window is not really that significant, but there was another window like kind of like and then the neighbor's house next door had like these 2 windows were kind of like, yeah, you could see, but like both of their windows were like, it was the textured glass and it was like colors like turquoise blue, like this one was. I guess for like privacy or something. I'm not sure where like that is like really common. I thought that was interesting. The architecture was really like more like Spanish influence inspired, but it had like a US like vibe to it, and it was like yeah. But like the architecture in California and Texas, it's kind of like that. Like you literally feel like you're not really in the US really. Okay, so like 2 guns like went through this window and it penetrated the window, the textured glass window that the neighbors had. So that was like this. So there was like 2 bullet holes and they were like really big. Like they left holes. The glass never shattered, but there were like 2 big holes left. Now this is a part where I thought it was like interesting. So yeah, so the holes were kind of like they were like I actually saw sometimes I get nursing content and stuff like that. I don't know, I get all types of videos on like various social platforms, but they were talking about the way that I would explain like the size of like the bullet holes that went through the neighbor's windows. They were like the size of like a red Dixie cup, and that's like the example this one lady was using on how big the can I say like vagina, the vagina gets like once, like when a woman is like, you know, fully dilated for birth. So I think this is like connected to somebody's fertility. I don't know, maybe somebody's like trying to get pregnant or something. So, and I say that because there's another part of the dream. There were 2 boys. They kind of looked like they were either like a light skin black males, or they were like biracial. Like they looked like phenotypically like they were like black and white. Yeah, but they were definitely Latino. Yeah, everybody was Latino, like except for like my family, and I don't know. Yeah, there were, okay, and here's another thing. The 2s coming in, so there's 2 bullet holes. Guy was shot twice. There were 2 men, 2 guns, 2 windows in this house, 2 windows in the other neighbor's house that were like pretty much almost like directly aligned. You could at least see like both windows. And then yeah, and then there's 2 other brothers that, oh, and then my sister and I, we came in a pair of 2s as well. So there was 2 of us, and then these other brothers. One was like, I don't know, he like seemed like I feel like they were twins. So one was like more like quiet, and like you can tell like they were both very intelligent, like though like you can tell like they were intellectually inclined. The other one, he was in a wheelchair, but it wasn't like he had some kind of like something, it wasn't something that he was like born with. Like he wasn't born handicapped. It seemed like, it felt like a recent injury, and he was going to like heal within the next few weeks or something like that. So yeah, so because he could definitely walk, trying to recover from an injury. But he seemed like he was possibly also on the spectrum too, the other brother was, because the one that was talking to me was like very social, and he, the social brother, I see like he's like very like in tune, like he, I don't know, he literally like told me, he was like, you need to like cleanse your blood, because like, you know, basically like like there was something about fertility issues, like you need to cleanse your blood. And I don't think this dream was for me, because I was just like, okay, the two holes in the window, they were literally like the size, like I believe it's 10 centimeters that a woman dilates to. And then he's saying cleanse your, you need to, like, there was strong emphasis on cleanse your blood. You need to cleanse your blood. There was like some type of like bacteria or something in the blood, or I don't want to say bacteria, but there was something with the blood. The blood needed to be cleansed. And it seems like it felt like after the blood was cleansed, then the fertility issues or the thought of one being infertile, like, you know, you'll be able to conceive. But if you think about it, if there's something wrong with your blood, then like most likely the baby can't survive, because a woman typically stops, like, you know, having her cycles throughout the pregnancy. Maybe some spotting, it depends, you know, everybody's journey's different. But yeah, so, and I was just like, okay. And then today, okay, let me just make sure I'm like I wrote some of this down, so yeah, because I have to like write it down. Okay, so the brother was more social. This one healing, yeah, he had strong emphasis on healing the blood. Like someone was told, like, okay, so this is what I said. So it seems like someone was told that they were infertile, but seems like something within the blood is blocking fertility. Blood is important because mother typically doesn't have a period when the child with child, because the blood is needed for her and baby. Okay, so basically I was just saying, like, this like dream didn't feel like it was like it seemed like it was for somebody else, because I literally keep getting confirmation that like, oh, like upload the YouTube video, because I was like trying to do it like self-reading. I'm not really good with like readings and stuff, but yeah, but something was like, oh my gosh, like upload your YouTube video. And I was just like, okay. Yeah, so there's 2 guns, 2 men, 2 shots in the lower back by first man with the gun, 2 bullet holes in the window. I was on the window that I was focusing on specifically. 2 windows that had bullet holes, 2 twin brothers, and then there was me and my sister, which I don't think that was really significant too, but there's a strong significance on 2. Yeah. I was going to put like some images of like what the glass looks like, but I don't know if, like, you know, yeah, I'm just gonna say like textured glass, because yeah. One moment, let me see if I, okay, so I found something that kind of seems like it's similar. So this glass right here, so this I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so this glass right here, it actually it's not really like the exact one that I saw in the dream. That one was kind of like indented with like not really circles. There was something circular about the indents on like both ends. Like it was like 2 layers of glass. Like this glass was very strong and thick because yeah, and also it was like a turquoise blue kind of thing. Okay, I told you, like the red, you know, like the red cups that everybody like uses in like at parties, and like you see in movies when someone's drinking. Literally, like we're like the opening of the cup, that's the size of the holes pretty much. One hole did actually seem kind of smaller, but then again, like, yeah, I was trying to write everything down super fast, but it was definitely around like 10 centimeters. Like it was literally like examples of dilation. And I actually did decode the dream. And Sigmund, anytime you like, if you're ever taking psychology or anything like that, Sigmund Freud is like one of the psychologists, like, you know, we learn about. And a lot of his stuff like really connects to like like sex or sexuality or like stuff like that, anything like just things that regards to sex. And so like, and yeah, I typically don't really like use his stuff because like, I don't know, it just like when I'm like, if I like decode something, I'm just like it just typically doesn't like fit with like his theories, and I'm just like, okay, I never really like found his like stuff that interesting, but you know, history's different. And yeah, sometimes people switch stuff around though too, and like that's why sometimes things don't make that much sense. And also like, yeah, but yeah, you never know. So he actually yeah, but this time for this dream, like I actually agree with like what like the dream decoder was saying about like it was saying something about like penetration, but like I don't, again, it still wasn't like making sense to like exactly what they were trying to say in the dream, but I do believe that it like relates to like, you know, well, in order to get pregnant you need to have intercourse, so you know, or do something like this. Well, at least for this part of this dream, like that's how whoever this like was for, like they were trying to get pregnant in like a more natural way through intercourse and not like something else that like, you know, you would typically go to a doctor for. Yeah, because I believe IVF you can still like do like stuff naturally, like yeah, but anyway, there wasn't anything that had to do with like a lab and a doctor. It's more so like getting like conceiving and in a natural way. I would say a more natural way because, you know, yeah. But yeah, oh, I forgot my synchronicities. Yeah, so today we went to Chick-fil-A because we went to this event. It was like an entrepreneur event, and yeah, so I went as a guest with my mom and grandmother. And when we were at Chick-fil-A getting breakfast, there was literally a blood drive kind of, it said like blood care, really, I believe it said blood care. And I was just like, I literally had this dream yesterday when I was taking a nap, and then today, this morning, I literally see that it says blood care. The dream was about blood, healing the blood, strong emphasis on healing the blood. And it was like, and that's probably why too, like the household is like multi-generational, because it's about like continuing the lineage, the bloodline. But you have to cleanse the blood in order to conceive, well, for this particular person. But yeah, and then even like a lot of the people that were speaking at the event, they were saying like, well, what if like this person didn't do this, like what if Rosa Parks didn't stand up on that bus. Oh, like, oh, not like literally like stand up, like what if like Rosa Parks didn't put her foot down about the bus seating. If she didn't put her foot down, like, you know, we'd probably still be like having assigned seats based on race, like, and you know, just like various like, you know, historical things, like what if that person never did that, what if that person never shared their gift that God gave them, what if, like, a lot of people were like Christian too, but I always say it doesn't matter who's like giving the message, because like, you know, God's always gonna like send somebody to like send you a message. So it's like, okay, it was just like confirmation after confirmation that, like, you know, like you need to share, because like people have been saying that like for years, like, oh my gosh, like you need to share. And like this one girl a few months ago, she was saying like, oh, you probably should like share your dreams. And I was just like, really? No, but like I have had like some dreams, like I've literally had a dream of this one person, and like I met this guy on campus one time, and I was just like, whoa. And I was just like, was that the guy? Energy was the same as the dream, and then like in real life, but we had masks on and stuff, so I couldn't like really see. But you like, yeah, I also too, I've said this in like videos before that like I literally had like one of the places I lived at on campus, freshman year of high school when I was at a different campus, I actually saw that exact room in this dream that I had, and then I was just like, my gosh, like last year, oh really 2022, I was like thinking, like when I moved into the high rise, I was just like, wait a minute, because I was just like, this is the exact room that I thought was really pretty and that I wanted to live here in high school, like junior year of high school. I didn't even know like what school I was going to go to, or anything like that. And then I was just thinking, it was like, so I like really manifested this room. And then I was like thinking about like the place that I left, because like this is the place that had the frayed carpet and stuff like that. That room, I saw that was the room that I saw, and I was just like, huh. But anyway, I want to go because I hope this is not going to be like super long. But I hope this made sense to someone, at least like 50 seconds or something of it. Because I know like sometimes I'll like watch a video that's like 30 minutes or even an hour, like when I'm braiding my hair or something. And yeah, it'll be like, oh my gosh, like something will happen where like I need to hear like maybe like 10 seconds of information from that person's video, and then like everything else that I watched will like later come into play, or I'll have like a cued recall and like, you remember this video? And it's like, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps someone. So